Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Chair Yoga and Mobility. I decided to make this short little video of showing some of the essential movements that I've been doing as I've been growing this little baby, well, bigger baby now, inside me for the past few months. I am close to 9 months pregnant at this point. Feet are swelling, hands are swelling, can't do a lot, but I still need to create space in my body for my physical health, for my mental health. So today I'm going to be using this big exercise ball, also be using the chair for some stretches, and I'm going to be showing how I'm keeping my upper body a little bit more strong with my mini clubs. So one of the first things I like to start with is just a little bit of rocking forward and back with my pelvis. So I'm going to pivot a little to the side so you can see. I might start off with a little bounce. And then on the inhale, I let my pelvis kind of rock forward. On the exhale, I kind of tuck and round it back just to get a little bit of motion through here. Inhale and exhale. Now, breathing is a little bit difficult these days. So if you are also in a similar space as I am, then just take it easy. So we don't want to force the body to do anything it doesn't feel like doing. We want to work really in tunely with our pain-free range of motion. And also, I would say somewhat discomfort-free. So be a little gentle with the body, tucking and rounding. And then I'll start to get a little bit of motion into my neck and head. So I've been sleeping mostly on my left side. So what I like to do is just mobilize my upper body. So now maybe I'll start sliding my elbows back as I breathe in. So now I'm working on bringing my heart forward, and then exhale, I curl and round. Inhale, I slide, keeping my shoulders as soft as I can keep them. I don't want to add strain. And then exhale, I round. So this is what I would call like a very chilled, lazy yoga practice where I'm only engaging at this moment the minimal amount of effort I need to execute the movement. So I'm not overworking. You can see my hands are soft. Breathe in and arch. And then I breathe out and tuck and round. Good. And then another thing I like to do here is adding a little bit of rotation for my neck, head, and shoulders. So on the inhale, I'll take one arm up, little bend in the elbow, and try to look as far back as I can. And then exhale, take the hand back to the knee. Inhale to the other side. So again, I'm just checking my pain-free range from left to right, and it feels different, especially depending on which side the baby's kind of sitting as I'm moving. So I don't have any goals to reach a certain destination, just to feel opening and connect my breath to my body, to allow my neck and head and shoulder to move. Good. To move in unison. Inhale, open. Again, shoulder is heavy. I'm not straining here through the shoulder, neck, or head. Exhale, come back. Same thing on the other side. Breathe. And then back. Good. Then I might do both depending on the day. Breathe in, and I come into this extended cow pose, okay, or back extension. And then exhale, I might tuck and round, interlacing and pushing outwards. Now today my fingers are a bit swollen, so I might keep them separate. Inhale to open. So again, moment by moment, I'm modifying this as I have no clear-cut goals in terms of making my body make a specific shape, more so going with the sensations. Open, take a breath, exhale, rock, push and round. Good. I think I'll do two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Again. And out. Good. And I'll come back to a center and I'll start to make these loop patterns with my hips. I'm going to start to warm up my hips a little from one side to the other and notice what's stiff around them. Now, these days, everything feels a little stiff. So again, I'm just looking and sensing and feeling and moving around. Good. And then I might come back and rock. So I might stretch one leg and come back, stretch the other leg, pull back on the toes. So I'm getting a little bit of motion through my lower half. Like I said, my feet are very, very swollen, and I don't want to aggravate, but I do want to get my ankles and my feet and my knees moving in a way that's not going to stress or strain. Good. And I'll do one more here and back. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit more prep for my arms, and then I'm going to add in that little bit of strength like we talked about. I don't want to lose, just because I can't do the vigorous workouts I used to, I don't want to lose the strength that I have in my body. So I'm going to start with some big circles with my arms. Inhale up. Now I'm going to turn and I'm going to reach like the wall was behind me. Up, turn, reach like the wall was behind me. And again, pain-free range, but I'm using more of my muscles now, where I'm activating my hand and stretching back, different than that first motion where I was just opening and closing with a really soft arm. Good. And I'll reverse it. I'll go back and reach in my pain-free range, up and all the way down, back, up, all the way around. Just feeling it out, making sure all the muscles are warming up around my rotator cuff, allowing me to have some more smooth and gentle motion. And then I'll rock into my wrists a little up and down. Again, swelling in the hand. It's not going to be my full range of motion, what I'm used to, but I'm still going to rock up and down a few times for 3, for 2, for 1. And then I'm going to wiggle out these fingers and give them a shake. Same thing on the other side. Breathe. Take your time. Good. Moment by moment, making little adjustments wherever they're needed. Remember, we're not trying to stress or strain the body. This isn't a good time to build in something new. Just maintain what you have as best as you can maintain it. Distract the mind with your breath. Good. That's it. Reaching, going up, around, wiggle those fingers out. And then my wrist motion up and down. A little bit of circling patterns and the wiggles in the fingers, just getting them all warmed. And a little bit of a shake out. Okay. So for today, I'm going to use 1 5-pound clubbell. And I could go a little higher, but again, it's one of those days where I just want to maintain what I have. I'm going to keep it in front so that I'm able to easily access it. And I'm going to move now a little bit through my ribs side to side. So I'm going to shift over to one side and then lean and stretch. Exhale, come back. Breathe in. I'm going to stretch around my ribs the best of my ability and come back. That's it. So you can do this more statically with just your body, but I like to roll and push the hip out to the side. So you can take your time kind of exploring from one side to the other. As long as baby's not having a big visceral response, she's pretty much chilling out in here. That's it. So again, now I'm going back to that minimal effort where my hand is soft and I'm just trying to create space from my hip to my ribs. As you've noticed, not a lot of space here these days. Get really tight. Good. And then to the other side and back. Okay. And then my arms are going to shoot out, palms faced up. So now here I'm going to get more activation because I want to be working around my rotator cuff so that I can start to incorporate my club. So shoot the palms up to the side, shoulder blades back. I'm spinning now the top part of my arms. I'm going to palpate my skin lightly. And now I'm rotating my upper arms to the back wall, keeping my wrists neutral. So if you were to see this from behind, you'll start to notice, hopefully, that the lower tip of my shoulder blades are coming down and back. I'm going to need these muscles to engage once I add the load. And then I'm going to keep spinning and rotating and lifting my arms and stretching. And then I might pull them back down. So I really want to feel like my arms were getting sucked towards my body and my spine upright. And I'm keep rotating the arms. Notice how I don't have to lift that high to get the engagement. It's not, I can lift higher if I am able to still rotate, but then this is about max today. And then down. And I'm going to do a little bit of shoulder screws. Inhale, lift, rotate, screw in, and I'm going to look and reach to the other side. And then I'm going to pull right back down to that packed position that we showed you before. Up, rotate, screw, reach the hands away, pack down. Inhale, exhale. And I'm keeping now the dynamic tension running through the body. And I'm moving my head the opposite way. I keep trying to make space between my ear and my shoulder. So my arms are reaching and packing. Reaching and packing. Good. That's it. One more on each side. Good. Good. And then I'm going to give a little shake off of the arms. If they feel really worked, I'm going to just brush them lightly so that my brain and body will calm in between. Good. And I'm going to do one of my favorite club exercises, which is called a club switch. So we're going to take it from one side to the other. Here, my front elbow is going to hug to the front of my rib cage. It's a little bit more pronounced these days. I'll pivot a little to the side so you can kind of see what that looks like. My stance is wide and I'm rolled to balance between my sit bones, even though this is a bouncy surface. But I love this surface these days. It's what's keeping me more comfortable in my body. Inhale here. Good. Exhale here. Now I'm going to start with just an opening motion. My other hand's going to mirror it. So I'm going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, switch hands, and then exhale. My elbow stays hugged to my body. So again, I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and down as I switch. Inhale together. Full grip confirmation, exhale. I'm in a modified side flag. So this elbow's hugged to my side. Inhale, exhale. Now from here, I might stay front switches, but most likely I'm going to go to back switches. So inhale, I'm going to pass. I'm going to point the club straight down the back. On the exhale, I'm going to pull it into the other side and squeeze. Elbow tucks to my side rib. Inhale, behind. Exhale, towards. Inhale, behind the head and neck. Exhale, in. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. To make this a little bit more difficult, I can pack and then I can punch outwards and then mirror it. Breathe in. Breathe out. And typically I'll do this about 10 to 12 times before switching exercises. Depends on the day and how tired I am and how much my grip is affected by the swelling in my hands. Exhale on the work phase. Inhale when you're transitioning. Inhale, exhale, option to come back. Option to come back. Option to come back. That's it. So I'm going to keep doing maybe a couple more reps. Again, day by day, this changes. Right now, very flexible with my reps and my training, going for more of the sensations and the feeling of just light fatigue. I don't want to overly tire my body because it's very tired these days. And then I'll pull back to the center. Good. Inhale here. Exhale here. And then I might go into a little bit of more of these supported yoga forms. So from the open hip position, I'll lengthen out a leg, elbow goes to one side, and then I'm going to see if I can hold and stretch my club into place, packing my shoulder blade down and breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale, I'll come back, make my switch out, lengthen the leg, drop down, same thing on the other side. So I'm in this modified side angle with my hip open, and I'm trying to just add a little bit more strength to my shoulder, to the side body, foot out stretch. And I'm just trying to breathe as smoothly as I can, maintaining my grip conformation, my elbow lock, and my shoulder pack in the top arm. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. That's it. In and out, in and out. And then I'll come back to center. Exhale here. Maybe play with extending into torch, pulling back to my body. Some days I may come into reverse guard and come into horizontal overhead, back to reversing the guard, and just feel my upper limbs trying to hold weight above the head. Exhale, pull, inhale here, make my switch over. Punching up, packing back. Punching up, that's it. Packing back. So even though my legs and my feet have been challenged, I'm going to try to maintain what I can through my upper limbs and back. Amazing. Okay, so let's set this down. And I'll get into the last few stretches that I find super helpful these days. Okay. The first one is to shift from the ball as my seat to the chair as my seat. Now I can do this on the floor, but again, it's getting a little difficult to get up and down. So I'll go back to the wide leg position and then I'll use my ball to help me stretch forward in a way that's not straining. So I exhale my breath out. Inhale to come back. Exhale the breath out. Inhale to come back. Good. And then I want to get some motion into my legs and my side body. So pop a leg up. Now again, this is going to be depending on how your body is used to moving. I create space for my belly and then maybe I rock a little bit. So even that little bit of work just takes a lot out. Once I rock a little bit, I could flex here and I can go into a lean. So bending to the side feels really nice. And then coming forward with this nice gap. So my belly kind of just hangs here, but I have full support. My hand has support, my leg has support. And again, I'm not forcing my foot into a flex. Right now you can, but at the stage of swelling I'm in, I just don't want to chance straining. So I'm going to breathe. And I might be able to rock a little. I might be able to lean a little, drop my arm down. And then I might go into a bend along the side here again. That's it. Good. And then inhale up, bring to center. As it comes to the center, I'm bending at my knee and I'm creating almost like this pigeon position and rocking a little from one side to the other. From that side rock, I'm going to lean in and I'm going to allow the outer edge of my hip to stretch. Now, this is another one where I'm just exercise some caution. I leave space for my belly, but I want to stretch around my piriformis, around my lower back. And I also don't want any pressure on this ankle. So this ball feels really nice here because it's flexible and I can sink weight where I want it and it doesn't put weight where I don't. Good. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll pop up and I might go forward a little to the side and rock around my hamstring. And I'm just constantly just making space here. I don't need to overstretch. I just want to feel enough that some of the tension and the discomfort from my lower back, my hips, and then sometimes in my chest is phasing out. And I can play with my side bend versions. And just being in the body without so much attachment, especially if you're the type of person that likes more vigorous movement and then is unable to do it, whether it's injury or pregnancy or some other issue, to just kind of work in a different way. and work with the parasympathetic nervous system. So my exhales are my focus. Easing in is my focus. So I'm not forcing in any direction. I'm using that little bit of bounce in the ball to get into the places that kind of are getting revealed as I switch positions. Breathe in and breathe out. Might do a little bit of work in my foot and ankle. And then I'll come into that pigeon stretch on this side, that little bit of external rotation in my hip. So again, I can reposition in my chair. This one feels a little tighter on this side, so I'm going to do a little rocking. Again, the ball is nice because you can just kind of use minimal effort and get some motion in. I can apply pressure in some areas without harming the other. Again, this is more of a swollen foot than my other side. So I want to have a lot of care here. I don't want to compress too much through my giant belly. So I'm going to lean in here. Perfect. And then I'm going to come up, let that leg go, come back to center. Now, my way that I kind of end a lot of my practices now is kind of draping over this ball. So this is really good to prepare for birthing, but it also takes a lot of stress off of my stomach and off of my back. And for this, I'm going to grab my little blanket for my tops of my feet. So again, where there's a lot of swelling, we just add support. We don't want to come and bring the body to a place where it's strained. So I have knees on blanket. And then I'm going to position the ball kind of just on the top of my chest and then kind of wiggle around a little bit here. It takes a bit, I would say, to get comfortable, but I want to relax as much as I can through the lower back and let my belly hang. So I might grip the ball and drop an ear. Long exhales, roll forward. Shift a little back again. I don't have any goals here other than bringing ease to my body. So here's where I'll listen to some really calming music, feel around the lower back and the top of the belly. If it feels good, I can shift the weight back and add the support. My goal here is just to get some of that pressure off of the spine and to feel a little bit more lightness in the body. Having a big, heavy baby and water-filled belly is a lot to carry around, I've noticed. And again, my focus here is just a long exhale. And just calming and releasing with the breath. If I feel extra tension, like I a little bit do around here, I aim my breath, bring it down. And again, depending on how the ankles feel, I might shift back. I notice that I left a little gap here. I might shift and hold. You can stay 5-10 minutes. Sometimes I stay closer to 10 minutes in this position, just kind of rocking and repositioning. It's helpful if I feel a lot of pressure on the top of my abdomen right now. Right now, baby is head first down and feet up. So sometimes she's kicking me and sticking her legs into my ribs, and this helps bring her into a better position. But there you have it, some of my essentials of how I'm staying sane and coping with an ever-growing body. And the next phase will be to birth her. So hope this has been enjoyable, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.